Seven attempts, 7 tries to capture the shot I'd been chasing for years. Each time something went wrong. Bad tides, poor light, or just plain bad luck. But this time felt different. The Beara Bowl, with its dramatic rock formations and waves crashing into natural curves, seems to be a dream for us seascape photographers, but it demands perfect timing. This is what landscape photography is all about. The chase, the anticipation, and the hope that it all comes together. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and welcome back to a stunning location that I think I was here probably around 4 years ago, and I got bad conditions basically. I rained myself out of it. I said it wasn't going to rain, and then it rained. But the area here, right behind me, as you can kind of make out here, is a bowl shape. It's called the Beara Bowl, and it's in West Cork, and it is a stunning place to come take photographs at. But more importantly, it's even better because right now I'm coming close to high tide, and this bowl here, the water comes up and spills over the top of the bowl, and I think it makes for some lovely shots. If I get nice light, I'll be golden. But yeah, I'm going to head down a small bit closer here. I might start off by taking a wide shot, and then I'll get closer and closer to the bowl as the time will go on. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Let's go. I've stopped probably maybe 10 meters there from where I entered this area from the road, and as you can see behind me here, you've got all these undulations that are coming across from here all the way to here, and it's a natural bowl. But from this distance here, I'm getting quite a lot into the frame, and it's actually framing the headland in the distance as well, and then I'm getting a nice bit of texture as well in the sky. Now at the moment I'm shooting at 1/15 of a second. I'm at f9, my ISO is at 125. I might change that actually. I might go to the usual landscape photographer 100, but I'm timing it, as you can see here, when the water just comes over and peels over and skips over the top of that. So I think that's going to give it a nice dynamicness, I think, to the shot. I'll give you a look at this one anyway here, and then I'm going to get a bit closer to the action as well after that. Here's the first shots. Now I've moved probably another 10 meters on, and I've come more or less to the right hand side, and I've also kind of elevated myself as well, so you can see the view that I have there. And what that's allowing me to do is kind of see also when these waves are coming, because previously I couldn't see when the waves were coming in, so I was listening more so than anything else. Now I can actually start to see them come through, and as they break, and you can see I'm getting more on the left hand side of the bowl as well, so then I can get more into the frame and also see when these waves are coming through, and then obviously grab that shot. So I think for the next shot, I'll give you a look at that now. I am going to go further down here. I want to kind of see into the bowl before the water comes too high, and we are getting close enough now to sunset, so hopefully we get a bit of colour. There is a bit on the horizon there, so I'm fingers crossed that something happens in the sky. But yeah, if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it's still going to be a nice shot. Here's the next one. Now moving further on down again, closer and closer, I'm managing to get a couple of nice shots actually as the water is coming over the top of the bowl, and also you're getting some of the light now as well that's reflecting off the left hand side of the bowl, and if you can just make out there on the horizon, I'm starting to get a bit of colour as well. Sun I think is just about to pop through, so I'm going to move now. I'll give you a look at the next shots, and I'm going to move probably to my last spot. I think I want to try and be in position by the time I get that sun, so I got to hustle. So yeah, here's the next ones. here's a perfect example of what it means to be a seascape photographer when you're waiting for the perfect wave. So you can see I'm set up here and I'm watching these waves as they roll in. And as I look at them, I think, okay, this is going to be the one. And then it's not. But I see another one building in the background and I watch that, my finger on the shutter button, waiting for the right moment. But when it happens, you have to be ready to grab that shot. I hope you're enjoying this video. I just wanted to jump in real quick to remind you that you can grab a copy of my free 62-page ebook, Essential Landscape Photography Skills, when you join my newsletter. It's packed with tips from my years behind the camera, plus interactive links to YouTube videos showing how I captured those shots, and dedicated tutorials on each topic. Sign up, download it instantly, and take your landscape photography to the next level. There's links in the description below. Back to the video. Now I come up to the left hand side and I've gained elevation and I'm quite janky, as you can see here, but I'm looking down at the Beara Bowl, as you can see, in the water. Oh, and I missed that one. It's the biggest of the lot. I missed that when I was talking to you. But I managed to get a shot of the water coming over. Not as big as that. That's disappointing, but I'm sure there might be another one as well now that will come. But what I don't like about here, I think it's imbalanced. So there's too much going on and it's not exactly working within the frame. I'll give you a look at the shot actually. Let me know in the comments what you think of that shot, with the water obviously, but not as much as you would have just witnessed right there. But let me know what you think of the shot in the comments. I'm going to move, I'm going to go back down lower, I'm going to try and get a bit closer to the action, and yeah, we'll see what we do then from there. Hopefully the sky kicks off. The sun kind of popped through, but I got a bit of colour. Hopefully I get a bit of afterburn now as the sun will set. But the tide is still coming in, so there's still that as well to be hopeful for. Here's the shot. So the sun has set now, and no, I'm not going to miss this actually. No, I'm going to keep my hand on the trigger here as I'm talking to you and see. There you go. So the sun has set now, and I'm getting a bit of residual colour in the sky, and also Rockabill Lighthouse, which you can probably just see on the horizon there, has started to come on as well. So hopefully I managed to get a shot with that on it. Now what I'm also doing is waiting, as always, for the wave to break over the top, and I've had a couple of big ones actually since, so it's been good. I've had a number that I can choose from. So like right now, that's not as big, but they are coming all the way over as well on the left hand side where my finger is pointing here. Now I'm stood on a very, very janky area. I'll give you a look, a bit of different footage here so you can see where I'm stood. But yeah, I have my tripod as well fully extended, which I don't normally recommend, but it's not windy and I'm holding onto it. So yeah, I'm kind of balancing precariously to get this shot, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Looking at the back of the camera anyway as well, I think they're quite nice. So I'm going to finish these ones, I think, anyway here now. I'll give you a look at them and I'll check back in if anything else happens. If not, I'll check back in to say goodbye. Talk to you in a sec. Here's the shots.
once again, we continue to play the waiting game, watching the waves as they roll in. And I'm looking in the distance and I'm looking at the rocks in the far distance to see how the water interacts with each of those. And you can see larger waves are coming in and coming in. And I see this one, and it's really after breaking on the left-hand side, and soon enough it's going to arrive, and then boom, the conditions for the shot are there.
Now I've retreated back to a safer area here, not so janky. I'm on the pebbles and the rocks, so I can actually move. But yeah, what a great afternoon actually. You know, I didn't get huge bursts of colour, but I did get a nice subtle orange glow in the sky. So tint between orange and yellow. So I think that will actually come out nice. It'll also be nice because it'll be reflecting off the side of the Beara Bowl. And what actually happens is, because it shapes the bowl, the waves come in, but then they sweep up and over the bowl. So they don't crash into it, they kind of continue the motion and up over the top. And I managed to get a couple of very interesting ones actually, I think, as well during that. Now, if you'd like to see how I edit one of the images from this shoot, then be sure to join me on Patreon, because I'll have my Behind the Raw available there. And I'd like to thank everybody who has joined me on Patreon, particularly these people here. You are awesome. Thank you very much for your support. And if you want to join me on Patreon, then there'll be a link in the description below. Thanks very much, as always, for watching. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Slán go fóill.